Hello, welcome to Brazilian Folk. This is where the legends and myths of Brazil come to life. Today, Saci Pererê. His unmistakable and mischievous laughter echoes among the twisted trunks of ancient trees, blending with the rustling treetops and the relentless chorus of cicadas. With a single leg, he jumps with impressive agility, balancing on the thinnest branches as if defying gravity itself. In the blink of an eye, he vanishes into the dense vegetation, leaving only the trembling of leaves behind and the lingering question, was he real or just another whim of the forest? Farmers live in constant apprehension, for they know that when he's around, nothing remains the same. Milk, carefully collected at dawn, suddenly sours without explanation, leaving housewives puzzled and irritated. Beans, patiently cooked for the day's meals, become absurdly sweet, as if soaked in honey. Soup, once comforting, turns unbearably spicy, burning the tongues of the unwary. No food or object is safe from his mischief, and the villagers have learned to distrust anything that seems too good to be true. But Saci Pererê is not just an incorrigible prankster. He is also a guardian of the forest. His presence is both a warning and a challenge to those who dare to disrespect nature. With his red cap firmly in place and a pipe releasing puffs of smoke, he hides among the trees, in the shadows, carefully observing every movement of intruders. Hunters, confident in their traps and weapons, find themselves lost in endless labyrinths, where each path leads them back to the beginning. Lumberjacks, certain that they would bring down trees with a few strikes, feel their axes heavier than lead as the forest wraps them in a treacherous mist. Lost, confused, and gripped by fear, they have no choice but to retreat, abandoning their plans of destruction. Many have tried to capture him, but few have succeeded. It is said that to trap him, you must catch him off guard and snatch his red cap, the source of his power and freedom. But those who have seen Saci up close know that such a moment of distraction is rare. Others claim that if he is captured and sealed inside a tightly closed bottle, he becomes the servant of his captor, bound to obey any command. However, this theory remains a mystery, for no one has ever proven it. Anyone who claims to have captured Saci is soon met empty-handed and hears the sound of Saci's mocking laughter echoing through the forest. There, surrounded by the constant rustling leaves, he finds refuge after his countless pranks. But resting does not mean letting his guard down. His sleep is as light as the breeze swaying the branches, and his senses remain sharp, detecting any approach. If someone dares to step on the dry leaves around him or tries to peek through the bamboo, Saci quickly notices. In an instant, a whirlwind rises, lifting dust and leaves into a dizzying dance. And before anyone can catch a glimpse of his mischievous face, he vanishes into the air. The only evidence of his presence is a distant laugh, echoing among the trees, and the lingering swirl of leaves that seem to retain the energy of the little trickster. The legend of Saci Pererê dates to times immemorial, born from the voices of the land's ancient inhabitants. Indigenous peoples spoke of an enchanted being lurking in the forest shadows, protecting its secrets and playing tricks on unsuspecting hunters. More than just a legend, Saci embodies the spirit of freedom and resilience, reflecting the soul of a people who have learned to laugh at hardships and find new paths even in darkness. Saci's fame has spread throughout Brazil, carried by the wind that bears his mischievous laughter from one end of the country to the other. Each region has shaped the legend in its own way, adding details that make him both feared and fascinating. They say that in those moments, he watches with bright eyes, hidden in the shadows, ready to play his tricks. The bravest, caught between boldness and fear, whistle long and sharp, hoping to catch his attention. However, few persist when the wind seems to respond with an eerie whisper, as if something unseen moves around them, playing with their minds. Some say he only appears to those with pure hearts and adventurous spirits, those who do not fear getting lost in the forest and who listen to the whispers of the wind in the leaves. As long as his stories are told, Saci will never disappear. His legacy is eternal, for he is part of Brazil's identity. The forest remains his home. He does not allow anyone to destroy his world, as he knows that nature is his greatest treasure. And so Saci Pererê continues his journey, leaping through the leaves, laughing at fate, and playing tricks on those who cross his path. That was all for Brazilian folk today. Thank you very much for listening and see you next time. Concepção, Eric Rasmussen. Roteiro, Eric Rasmussen e Déborah Maciel. Tradução, Rosana Ponomavenco. Revisão 1, tradução, Lúcia Rabelo. Revisão 2, tradução, Jerusa Helena Andrulis. Locução, Felipe Grinan. Ilustração, Flávio Soares. Editor de áudio, Cláudio Brito. Técnico de áudio, Guilherme Henrique Brito. Legendagem, Guilherme Henrique Brito, Eric Rasmussen e Rosana Ponomavenco. Produção, Eric Rasmussen. Direção-geral, Eric Rasmussen. Este podcast foi apresentado como trabalho de conclusão de curso para a obtenção do título de radialista pelo Centro Universitário FIAM-FAAM. Professor Ricardo von Glenn Ponzineiras, vice-presidente e reitor. Professora Ana Cláudia Balda, diretora executiva de planejamento acadêmico. Professor Fernando Albino Leme, diretor acadêmico. Professora Isabela Goulart, coordenadora do curso de Rádio e TV. Professor Jorge Gonçalves, orientador.